Hi, I'm Sandi Genovese, and today we're going to be making a baby scrapbook. Here is the scrapbook that we're going to make, and if you look at it, you can see that the cover is actually a piece of acrylic, and it's been bound with some plastic bird leg bands. We'll talk about all this later. The inside cover, this is actually a gift tag. In fact, let me bring this up and I'll show you. I bought a little packet of 3 gift tags. So it's got the envelopes and the tag, but it was so cute. I wanted to use it in my scrapbook. And then I have what would be like the title page. A Star is Born is the theme for the book. When you have a great photo, I think sometimes you don't need anything else but just that photo and his name and maybe the date. But I want to show you another fun thing, pocket pages. I don't remember the last time I made a scrapbook when I didn't have souvenirs that I wanted to include in little pockets. You might have a lock of hair, you might have a tooth, you might have a baby sonogram. All of these are fun souvenirs that you're going to want to put. Pocket pages are helpful for that. And to carry out the star theme, I've used the star as the pocket. Remember the cover page that had the little gift tag? It had an envelope. I used the envelope once again. This is going to hold a lock of hair of Nathan's. If I go through, you'll see that you can add as many pages as you want to hold photos and journaling. You can use page protectors if you want, but notice once again another pocket page. So especially if you're making a baby book and you don't know for sure the sex of the baby, it's handy to be able to make the pockets in all different colors. And that way you really have it covered. Each time they're made the same way, but they're just made using different colors of pattern and plain papers. Well, let's talk first about the scrapbook itself. What I did was I got the scrapbook from Club Scrap, and it came in a kit. The kit had the page protectors, and it had a front acrylic cover, and then for the back cover a really thick sturdy piece of cardboard, and it already had the holes drilled. We'll put up the link to Club Scrap. Now the only problem is I bought it some time ago, quite some time ago, so I'm not sure if they'll still have it. If they have it, great. If they don't have it, you can go to a hardware store and you can buy a sheet of plexiglass and they will cut it for free for you if you you tell them the measurements, or I usually just bring in a pattern and have them cut it to size and even drill a couple of holes so that you can have a front and a back cover made of acrylic. The reason that this looks so funny is in order to protect the acrylic, it always comes with a paper backing that you peel off, and I wait till I'm done working with everything, especially if you're going to drill holes in it yourself. I leave the paper there. And I actually make the whole scrapbook, and I go back at the very end and I peel off both layers of paper in order to reveal the acrylic. Even the ones that I got from Club Scrap had the paper protection on there. It's just a good idea. It prevents it getting scratched any of the time that you're working on it. Now to look at the inside pages, what you want to do first is you want to cut the paper so that it's the same size as your acrylic. That will be your front cover. And so here I have just the paper. I've used circles will be punched for the holes, and just a regular 1/4-inch hole punch to punch the holes for this. And then, like I said, I went to the Container Store, and in the baby gift wrap section I found several. I also found really neat wedding ones. It's a really cool way to get an embellishment, is to get into that section of the store where the gift wrap is and look at their gift cards. You also have the envelopes that go with them, which is cool because you're going to end up using, here's the envelope that goes with this gift card. So you're going to end up using both parts. And the only other thing that I did, if you look up close, I don't know, it's white on yellow, but very small. I like you to make you focus it really tight. I just pressed on or used the rub-on letters that say Heaven Sent. When you look at the title page, this is just done with a clear sheet of white paper, and I took yellow vellum. I ran it through a Xyron so it has adhesive on the back. You can see I punched circles out of a couple different sizes in order to create the polka dot effect. And then for the star theme, since I'm calling it A Star is Born, I just took a star sticker and then I hand wrote on another piece of white that's just matted with purple. Now this purple, you'll see as I start going through, when you get to this page, sometimes the photos are so good, all you need to do is just add the photo and his name and nothing else. So you can see how quickly and easily that goes together. I want to jump ahead to the pocket because the pocket is just really what I think makes this kind of fun and unique. So if I go, here's the one that we're going to do. They're all done the same, but just with just different colors of paper. So you want to start with paper, and my paper is 11 inches long and it's 6 3/4 inches tall. And I came in 3 1/4 inches, and then I used my scoring tool to put a score mark. Then I went back and I folded it. That's going to be partially what you need to create the pocket. Then I went back and I marked a 1/2 inch at the bottom, only to the fold line, only to there. Once you cut that little strip out, it results in this. So I've cut off that little 1/2 inch strip, and it leaves this, which I then can fold up. So if I put adhesive on this section here, and you remember you're going to use more adhesive than that, and I close it over, that's going to give you a cool pocket right away. But I thought it'd be fun for the pocket to have a shape. So before I fasten that down, I'm going to open this back up, and I'm going to look at decorate. Well, I'll show it to you like this so you can see how it's going to look. We're going to decorate the pocket. You can, at this point, if you want to, you can just, in order to slide things in, I think it works a little easier if you angle this. So you could just lay your ruler down and cut an angle. But if you want to carry out the star theme, which is what I wanted to do, I realized that a star sort of mimics that angle. So I just cut out a star, and you can see that I'm going to, I went ahead and out of copy paper, I made a pattern. I'm going to use my pencil to just trace the star shape. And this is what I'll use as my guide to go ahead and cut out this portion of the pocket. So I'm going to open this back up, and I'll just cut along that pencil line. So as I cut out the star, the last place that I need to cut is just along the fold to get me down to where the star shape begins. So once you've cut this out, you are going to close this, but if you want it to really stand out, you can add another patterned paper right over the top. So using the same star shape as my guide, I'm going to go ahead and remember you're going to put a lot more adhesive than this, but this is enough for me to put this together so you can see how well this works. I'm going to lay this down. Notice that I have a little strip that's still showing here from the, if I turn this over, you can see this is just going to be the pocket that's going to glue down. So right now, while it's loose, I'm going to trim that off so that it mimics the same angle of the star, and then go back with your adhesive, fold this over and close it up. Bada bing! You can see how easy it is to create a fun little pocket page. If I go back to the original one, you can see that that's just how it works. The only difference if I go to other pages is just that they're created with just different colors, but always done the exact same way. Really super simple. Now, if you haven't seen before the idea of an acrylic cover, I thought I would show you a couple of other options. Here's one where I went and I had acrylic covers made so it would accommodate 4x6 photos. And I have acrylic cover on the front and on the back. And inside, I've actually rubbed my design right on the top, and then the pages are layered inside. Notice that this one is bound with a ring binding. The binding that I used on the baby scrapbook, I'll bring it back up and show you. These are just bird leg bands. And if I bring this in, they come in lots of colors and sizes. I know I've shown them several times, but if you haven't seen it before, they're very pliable. Because they open up so easily, it's just like using a keychain. If you want to put this in the binding, you just open it up and layer it over all the different layers that you have. You slide it down to the hole and you just twist it into place. It's a very simple thing to create that kind of a binding. Now, one additional scrapbook where I use the acrylic covers as my front and back cover is this one, Fishing, and I've actually gone back under the acrylic, and I've used layered pages or graduated pages to create a fun effect there too. No matter the theme of the scrapbook that you want to create, the addition of pocket pages and acrylic covers, well, I think it's only going to make it better.